What's going on? Excuse me. It's the 5th of February, Friday, finally. Let's check out what's going on the daily charts for the hour one breakout system, see if we can find some direction or any important levels. Straight away, Euro. No sign of the bears whatsoever. Didn't step in at 120. Well, they did on this candle, but that was quickly overrun by the bears. This trend line found a little bit of support. Then we found some off 120, but then yesterday's candles just smashed straight through, and we ended up closing near the lows. So quite a significant pullback on the euro since we put in this high at 123. I was expecting a little bit more of support from the bulls at around 120, although this could be the level now, 119.20, something like that, now that we've gotten through this trend line. And also because we closed below it, this trend line could become resistance instead of support. Now we've broken through it without too much fuss, so we could see something like this down to 119, up, retest the trend line, and then start to sell off. We are seeing some dollar strength throughout the forex pairs. So, for the early part of 2020, kind of the opposite of the play last year. So let's see what happens. Should we negate this candle and have some kind of reversal pattern, maybe over 2 bars, then the first point of resistance would be this 120 area, and then above that we have this kind of trend line which initiated the sell-off. So anything around 120, or if this trend line should continue, perhaps we get a pullback to 120. This could come in line with 2 other trend lines, and then we sell off a bit more. Should we close above 120, then these areas that I've got marked up, 120, 145, which was previous support and resistance all through here. Although we didn't respect it that many times, it was the last lower high put in before we sold off. So just an interesting area. So look out for that should we retrace that high. But after this move, I don't think we will. Maybe 120 or this trend line will be the one. Cable, seen as the Bank of England didn't really do anything. I guess they must have said something that the market liked or didn't like. I see some news about negative interest rates, although I've yet to read anything more on that. But yeah, we rallied 140 pips from the lows. 1, 3, 5, 6, 5. Yeah, 140 pips from low to high, and I think we closed somewhere around 110 pips from the lows. So quite a big move here, following the Bank of England interest rate decision. But be careful, because this doesn't mean that the overall picture has changed really. Usually we get the very next day or next week, this move is completely eclipsed after news events like this. So it can be choppy. Let's see what happens today. Anything, perhaps we do try and move higher, lower today, and the bulls step in and push the market higher. Then that's the only signal I would be for bullish. Perhaps a close above this wedge, giving this a false breakout, and a close above this wedge, or perhaps 138. And I think we go on to test this trend channel's resistance. Has been in place since October. But really messy. Not surprising that yesterday was a bit of a choppy day, apart from one big candle on the hourly chart. So unfortunately, we don't trade news because we don't know where it'll stop. But I think our signal was around here to buy and here to sell. So it would have been all right. But apart from that, after this initial candle, we just traded sideways. So today, I'm going to be looking for breaks above yesterday's high, or perhaps ignore this spike and enter here, and then stop below one of these lows. And should we have a false breakout and start to return higher, then depending on where our sell signal is, I'll be entering on a break short to hopefully pare back some of these gains yesterday. Let's go back onto the daily. UI has been unstoppable. An absolute train at the moment. Since breaking out of this trend channel wedge type thing that I was talking about, this pin bar got completely ignored last week, and we've been rocketing. Yesterday we put another super strong day in for UY or UJ. Some serious dollar strength coming in. I was talking about this 105.50 area yesterday being the area where people might start taking profit, or the initial bears will just test the waters and start selling some up here in order to maybe get some pullback down towards this trend line. This is starting to look, I didn't see this yesterday, but looking at it now, this could be some kind of trend channel. Starting to look that way. Maybe this is the resistance for the trend channel around about this 105.50 area as well. This also comes in with previous resistance and support around here. So these big round numbers, 105, 105.50, and in between, are really significant. 106 is just up here, and that lies on this trend channel resistance as well. So this would be quite important should we do something like that. Usually, well, throughout this, we would get some big moves, but it's the majority of this trend channel was chop. This is really nice run. Had some good trades on this on the hour one breakout system. So let's hope it continues. So let me just rephrase. If I'm looking for areas where to take profit a little earlier, according with our system rules, then it would be this double top here. If my target for 1R is below this, I would just take 0.6 or 7R above that. And same here, if my target is above maybe these highs, why wait for UI to push that, even though there's the bulls are in control? Just take it a little bit earlier, get some money in the pocket. But hopefully all the targets are within these levels, and then I would wait for a full 1R. So yeah, these double this double top back here around 104.75, 104.80. I would be keeping one eye on 105, obviously, and then this trend channel resistance and this support, and 105.50 for UY. Thank you. GY, sorry, GJ, or the pound against the yen, however you want to say it. This trend line has been pretty strong. We touched it. It was a low yesterday. I didn't really touch it, but just brushed it. Is enough. It got close enough to be a true test in my book. Touched it just before Bank of England, and then shot up high. Put in a nice outside bar here that completely eclipsed the last 3 days. So let's see what happens here. This will probably become support now, 104. See if the bulls step in here to push this up to this 145 big round number, which hasn't been tested. Well, let's have a look for a couple of years, I think. No, since 2020. I don't know why. Maybe I'm thinking of this high. This 2019 high here, which is above 148, and also the start of this trend line, which was back in 2018 around 156, could be the targets here. Seems to be on a big bull run, but obviously this might take years to get there. So this is just the start. We've closed above this trend line resistance. We come back, we found support off it, and now we are moving upwards. But like GU, be careful of these news candles. We could rotate lower again, eclipse that move, and then see if the bulls step in. So we pop higher and continue this trend. But now that we're outside this trend line, it is exciting times for GY. We can kind of get rid of all this chop and hopefully get some direction. The markets 2020 looks to be good for these markets. They all seem to be out of previous resistance, and we could be going places. So fingers crossed it could be the year. EY stuck kind of in this trend channel between the support and resistance. We're kind of directly in the middle of that. Above that 127.56, which was resistance here, is held strong 2 times, maybe 3 times with 127, big round number. Yesterday we sold off quite a bit, but it's still yesterday was a bullish day. Today overnight we have sold off quite a bit. Still inside yesterday's range though, so let's see what happens. See if the bulls can gather some momentum and break out of these resistance areas on the last day of the week. So let's see what happens in UY. Areas of support, interest in this 125. Excuse me, we're bringing in. I thought something looks so weird. I'm just too tired. My apologies. I was looking at the weekly chart like an idiot. Right. So yesterday, tiny range day. Oh my God, we are an inside day. We are selling off overnight, but I mean, this is not the kind of thing you want to see on UY. EY, I'd rather see something like this. So at the moment, it's just getting pulled apart from the dollar, euro against the dollar, and dollar against the yen. It's pulling this pair apart, so I'd rather look somewhere else for now. Like AU has been quite choppy the last couple of days. You can see here that the volumes have really dropped off to almost nothing. So it's wait and see time for Aussie dollar. We've broken the support from the wedge. We've tested it a few times on the way back up. It's become resistance. So I think we could see a pullback perhaps to 74, 74, which was the September the 1st high. There's also a bit of a range around here, which we ended up finding support from it, and this added to the selling pressure on the next leg higher. So I think 74, this untested area, could be a good target, or before that 75, before the bulls regather and look to push this higher to continue this big uptrend. Right, it's 1 minute to 8, so it's time to start trading. Sorry, I haven't got time for more, but good luck today.